The International Dialogue Centre was founded to promote peace and reconciliation through interreligious and intercultural dialogue. Since our founding, we've made major strides in achieving our strategic goals in advocating for dialogue and giving people the tools to overcome conflict around the world. Our work is divided into two hubs. The Global Practices Hub, which promotes interreligious dialogue among international organizations, trains peace builders, and hosts online tools and knowledge. And the IRD in Conflict Situations Hub, which is paving the way for platforms that contribute to peace and reconciliation through dialogue and builds religious actors' capacities to advocate for peaceful coexistence and conduct interfaith and intrafaith dialogue initiatives. Our Global Practices Hub is made up of Fellows Program, the Program for People Seeking Refuge in Europe, the International Networking Program, the Youth Program, and the Dialogue Knowledge Hub. Our Fellows Program brings together religious leaders and dialogue practitioners for a one-year course in interreligious dialogue, where they learn about dialogue and implement small-scale projects in their communities. 276 fellows from 59 countries have graduated since the launch of the program in 2015. In 2019, we trained 93 fellows who implemented 73 individual and joint initiatives around the world. After graduation, the fellows join the Global Fellows Network, where they can access online resources, networking opportunities, webinars, and funding for dialogue projects. The Programme for the Inclusion of People Seeking Refuge in Europe supports the integration process of newcomers, helping towards social inclusion in their host community. We facilitate dialogue sessions with people seeking refuge in the Viennese community to support integration into their new community through dialogue. Through our collaboration, we produced a resource toolkit for people working with refugees, and it is now being used in other countries in Europe as well. We also established a Network for Dialogue, a unique platform of faith-based and secular actors who work together to promote the social inclusion of refugees and migrants through dialogue. Through our European Policy Dialogue Forum on Refugees and Migrants, policymakers, religious leaders, academics and civil society now have a platform for exchange on current developments and practices in inclusion of refugees and can together develop policy recommendations. The International Collaboration and Networking Programme promotes dialogue among international organizations and networks and advocates for inclusion of religious actors in initiatives like the Sustainable Development Goals. In 2019, the number of KAICIID partners expanded to some 25 international organizations and networks, and KAICIID is a member of the board and advisory committees for 8 different networks. Among the Centre's partners is the African Union. With the support of KAICIID, the African Union's Interfaith Dialogue Forum has now met for the 3rd time, bringing together religious leaders and policymakers to achieve the African Agenda 2063. 3 of the new members of the African Union Interfaith Steering Committee are KAICIID Fellows. Since 2016, KAICIID has worked with Muslim and Jewish religious leaders in Europe to create an organization that builds trust and collaboration between the Jewish and Muslim communities. In October 2018, that platform was registered, and some 40 representatives gather first in Amsterdam and then in Matera to plan how, together, they can push forward the development of a fair, diverse, and integrated European society. In partnership with the World Organization of the Scout Movement, the Centre has developed its flagship program for youth, Dialogue for Peace. Between 2014 and 2019, the youth program has reached more than 2,600 young people from all over the world through training and dialogue sessions, equipping them with dialogical skills and tools. Following the succession of the dialogue trainings within Scouting, the youth program began replicating the content at workshops and seminars with other youth organizations. In the years to come, the number of dialogue trainers certified and supported by KAICIID will continue to grow and enable opportunities to bring dialogue to even more young people around the world. The youth program has also been working on developing learning materials, such as the Guide for Dialogue Ambassadors, Additionally, the KAICIID International Board Game Dialogo was launched in 2018 as an educational aid that challenges players to practice facilitation skills, overcome misunderstandings, dispel stereotypes, and improve their listening and communication skills. The game is available in several languages and can be downloaded for free from our website. KAICIID Dialogue Knowledge Hub was established in 2015 to provide online courses and webinars for individuals, organizations, and institutions who work in dialogue. We also provide knowledge tools and services to share best practices and experiences through our online databases and resources. The Knowledge Hub is also mobile compatible, and here you can find online courses on interreligious dialogue that are accredited courses for university students, courses for policy and decision makers, civil society, religious leaders, and self-paced online courses if you want to learn on your own time. Soon we will launch a course on engaging religious leaders and faith-based organizations to support implementation of the SDGs. In partnership with the Joint Learning Initiative, the DKH designed and delivered a series of thematic webinars on key interreligious dialogue topics like feminism and interreligious dialogue, the role of faith actors in supporting refugees, and how to build platforms for mobilizing faith communities. The DKH creates knowledge, regularly enhancing its online resources such as the online databases of organizations and institutions active in the field of interreligious dialogue, case studies and short videos, and the Who's Who in IRD, a directory of resource persons, trainers and practitioners. The Knowledge Hub also established fruitful partnerships with several research institutions, such as the Sarajevo School of Science and Technology, Nihan Center of Arabic Studies and Intercultural Dialogue in Lebanon, University of Montreal, University of Malaya, ISCRAB, the Complutense University of Madrid, and the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution in Nigeria. The Interreligious Dialogue in Conflict Situations Hub includes our programs in Myanmar, Nigeria, Central African Republic, and the Arab region. In Myanmar, our work focuses on preventing hate speech and engaging religious actors and other local stakeholders. With our partners in Myanmar, we held a social media campaign against hate speech that gathered more than 20,000 followers on Facebook. We also launched the first IRD training center in Myanmar, which has trained more than 100 peace advocates to date. Some of our KAICIID fellows have become trainers and are training more people on mutual understanding, peaceful coexistence, and dialogue. In the Arab region, KAICIID is supporting a regional interreligious dialogue platform, bringing together 23 diverse religious institutions in the Arab region. Moreover, KAICIID is supporting a network of Christian and Muslim scholars that together are working towards incorporating interreligious dialogue in their respective curricula. We also train young religious leaders and dialogue practitioners in the region. In 2019, we trained 32 fellows who implemented 14 initiatives promoting interreligious dialogue and common citizenship. So far, we have trained nearly 700 youth activists on how to utilize social media as a space for dialogue who have led campaigns promoting dialogue on social media. We also launched the Arab Youth Forum for Interreligious and Intercultural Dialogue, as well as a Regional Dialogue Week and a dedicated project for women empowerment in the field. Our work in Nigeria in 2019 focused on facilitating exchange among different religious and ethnic groups, promoting mutual understanding, preventing election violence, working with internally displaced persons and women in particular. We continued our support for various civil society organizations in their attempt to prevent and tackle hate speech. We also continue to engage with the Interfaith Dialogue Forum for Peace, one of the most diverse and inclusive platforms of Nigerian religious and traditional leaders, who further deepened their efforts to reconcile communities affected by ethnic conflicts in the middle belt of the country. Together with our partners, we reached out to 9,500 people in 15 states through 15 initiatives. In the Central African Republic, KAICIID is working with the Minister of Humanitarian Action and National Reconciliation to support local peace and reconciliation committees. These committees function as an early warning mechanism to monitor and prevent violence and address the challenging results from the ongoing conflict. We are supporting the country's interfaith platform in conducting local dialogue initiatives throughout the country. In collaboration with the UN Office on Genocide Prevention and the Responsibility to Protect, we trained 175 community leaders in dialogue facilitation and 32 journalists in conflict-sensitive journalism. We also supported 18 small-scale initiatives focusing on social cohesion and peaceful coexistence in the target areas. We have committed €1.5 million for initiatives aimed at countering hate speech across the Centre's global programmes in 2020. These initiatives will include awareness campaigns against hate speech, supporting existing efforts and launching new initiatives to counter hate speech, and leading trainings in the responsible use of traditional and social media. Globally, more and more people have come together and prevented or overcome conflict through dialogue as the result of our work and collaboration. As the work of the Centre continues to evolve, we look forward to increasing the breadth and depth of our efforts to promote peace through dialogue around the world.